in a minute.
Call the Town of Gaston special meeting for June 16th, 2026 into session at 9:20 a.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call of officials, please.
Katina?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye. Council, we've got a couple of things to discuss. One being the invoice we had received from Schneider General Contracting in the amount of $2,640.
I got $2,465.
$2,465. I believe we've agreed to potentially, as long as council agrees, to pay half of that. I would entertain a motion at this time.
Mr. President,
Unless you
I would note that this motion died on the table in the June meeting.
did it.
And my position on it is, after speaking with Joe and explaining, going a little bit more over the professional service agreement, that no additional costs in the future can be incurred on the streets without prior permission of the council. My position is to pay half of $1,242.50, subject to approval of State Board of Accounts and the attorney for the actual invoice that was submitted to make sure that it meets all requirements. So I motion to pay Snyder General Contracting LLC $1,242.50 out of one of the street funds, subject to approval of State Board of Accounts.
Second.
I have a motion with a second. Please take roll call.
Okay, so they're not gonna give a,
Well, you'll have to ask the
they'll just
attorney.
send,
if
yeah,
the-
they're just gonna send it and have me send it to the attorney.
Right. Have the attorney approve the invoice if she needs additional information on the invoice. Sometimes they require that. But we're in agreement that we'll stay within our professional service agreement in the future, or it'll come to the council prior to, correct, Mr. Schneider?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he second
He
it?
seconded, yeah.
Okay, sorry, missed it.
So we probably need a new invoice for the 124,250.
Katina?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye. Okay. We also have the Ray, can you educate us on the Center Street issue? I think there's some confusion as to where that leak sits, and consequently, trying to make a final determination on whose responsibility that really is.
The customer had a water leak in his primary line. He replaced the line and he connected a new line to the setter, which is a totally different style than this.
Same scenario though, right?
Same scenario, yes. I've had it pumped down and I've looked at it, and from the connection, the water is spraying into the pit. So if his connection is here and it's leaking where he connected, it would be spraying out of the pit from his connection, but it's spraying in, which is telling me that the leak very well may be in our setter. So that's why I had been build a new setter that we're going to install in it. It needs a new setter anyway. At which time we're going to make sure that the connections and everything is right. And from my experience, a lot of these old connections have been rigged. A bunch of different fittings to
Like
make
mine.
something work. Yes, a whole bunch of different fittings to make something work. Who's done that in the past? I have no idea, whether it's been the town, whether it's been the homeowner. So we're gonna go in, put in a new setter, make it right, and it'll no longer be an issue.
Okay, so because,
And most of the time, from my experience, when it's leaking inside our pit at our connection. My experience, most of the time, that is our responsibility, because I don't want the homeowner messing with our setters.
okay, so, and maybe I misinterpreted your message, but your message led me to believe that there was a leak underneath the home. And when the,
That was originally.
okay, and then when the customer connected there, that's what caused the leak. And the message I took it, did I take it wrong, that the leak was caused by the homeowner?
He run a new line all the way from under his house, all the way out and connected to our setter. And I don't know what kind of apparatus he had to use
Generally,
to
remember,
make that connection.
they don't usually put their stainless steel insert into their plastic when they put on their setter. That
Most of the time, there's an extension out of that pipe outside the pit that they connect to. But in this case, there wasn't. And if there was, it might have been galvanized pipe that he eliminated and went straight to the setter.
And that was my question at the meeting, and you had prior obligation, and good job on the ballgame. But I know there's an ordinance in here, and I didn't have a time, that people that aren't experienced, I mean, we as customers should not be touching those lines and hooking into the town stuff without someone from the town knowing about it. Is that correct?
Right. Well, I knew about it.
So how do we, I know, I had a water leak and she had a water leak.
Right.
How do we oversee that, that I feel like that it should be somebody with experience connecting to that, or you guys should be on site. What is our policy? What's our procedure? Do we just let anybody I call you up and say, hey, we got a leak and I just do what I want? Or do you say, hey, okay, when you're ready to fix that, let me know. I'll be on site. What should we be doing? Because the message I read is this is going to cost the town a few $1,000s possibly.
Just whatever it costs. We won't know till we get down into
And
it.
we don't want to continue this. If we don't
Right.
have a policy in here, we need a policy.
And I don't want to repair that old setter. I want a new setter in it so that we start out fresh.
Okay, so you're under the understanding that this is our responsibility, because I had to pay for my water
At this
leak.
point in time, yes, I
She had-
believe it is.
Okay, so then we
Because it
need,
is in our pit.
so then we need to get into, in the past, you've always hired Snyder General Contracting. He does have a service agreement with the town, but it does not cover the water and sewage.
Right.
I know years in the past that street people did the water utility stuff. What's the cheapest way for the town to get this job done properly?
We have an experienced guy working for the street department, can run the equipment.
So that's my question to you.
But I would leave that up to Joe.
But do you
'Cause
guys
I'm
really,
not physically able to get in the hole
but I don't know what it
to
consists
work.
of,
You know,
so,
Ronnie said he
Ronnie
would help, but I don't want to pull Ronnie from the wastewater plant right now to do that.
if he wants that fixed, we gotta get on the town side, shut the water off,
Mhm.
take the old, dig that up, right at sidewalk, curb, road, I think it's down that hole, right? Drains down there somewhere. Dig all that up, take that out, put a new one in, like you said, tie back into the town and tie whatever they got there.
okay.
So is that something that can be accomplished by the new street employee? Or is that something that we have that we
I mean,
need
that
to
needs-
go
that needs a
outside.
crew on there to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it needs an experienced crew, not, ain't a one-man job.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't
Okay.
understand what the
Okay.
context of the work is. Um,
So, okay, so we're going with the new employee. So is that new employee not capable of digging the hole?
That new employee is capable of going out and helping Ray and I, but he has to have help himself.
Okay,
Right.
that's what I'm asking.
Right.
so there'll be an
That
addition,
new employee, there'll be an additional charge, but that new employee will work in such a fashion where it'll be cheaper than what it normally would, me just coming in here with what you had prior.
so how long would it take for you to get us a quote so we can get this behind us?
We'll all have to go down there when we leave, and I can give you a verbal one today, because I don't have time to run back to my office and print one out. That's the best I can do you today.
Well, we obviously need to get it.
Right, but, I mean, I can let you know about what.
And we've all talked about this before. I think in the future, Ray, we need to get some quotes from Snyder General Contracting and anywhere else that will come in here and take care of things like this. You know, when we on-call work, so the council has idea what kind of cost things are gonna, and the availability out there. But if you had a ballpark figure, we could probably do something today, but I don't want to put you on the spot.
Right.
But honestly, as a council member, back several months ago when this water leak came about, and I got a hold of you at 8 o'clock at night because I see somebody in the water pit, because I've always been under the assumption that we as customers should not be touching those pits. So,
I mean, it's basically illegal for a customer to get in that pit there. You can't
So-
cut the valve off or nothing.
so
I
it's
think
like,
when the lid.
right. So it's late at night and I seen it. So I reached out to you and you told me there was a leak. I thought it was fixed. I mean, up until the last couple of weeks, I thought this issue was already resolved. So it's sort of an embarrassment to me to not know about it. So the quicker we can fix it, if you have a ballpark figure that we could vote, consider. I do think we
The
need to.
sidewalk down in that area is deteriorated pretty bad, and I don't see much concrete work being done. I think it's gonna be a simple dig and repair and recover. Provided that there is a shut off there on the town side and we've not.
If we can't shut it off, and then you gotta fix it.
Somebody's gonna get wet.
So are we thinking 2,000 under, 2,000 over?
Honest with you, Miss Katina, I gotta go down there and look at it.
Okay.
Cause I ain't got out and stood over and looked at it. And I'm not gonna throw out.
So let me ask you
numbers
this.
myself.
Once you're on site and you look at it, how long do you think?
It'd take to give you a number,
Mhm.
5 minutes.
Can you go do that now and I'll move on to my next thing and you come back?
Is that what am I gonna be able to get down there and not be verbally attacked?
No, you won't.
Is it open?
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there in the corner, right next to that pole.
Now, what was that? Back
They just do that on Facebook.
Do they? Well, I don't.
Well, I'm just thinking that we don't meet again until
Yeah, I'll
next
run right
month.
down
So
there and take a
if-
look at
if
that
you
for
come
you.
back and you say, hey, I can't, we tried.
Right there in the corner in between that pole and the bush. In front of their house.
Is that something you're wanting done today? Or are we declaring that an emergency job?
No, it's not emergency now. I'm just saying if you can give us, we could vote today. If
Right.
you can give us a ballpark figure, we could vote.
So
and
we
you
can
can put
move
it in your
ahead.
schedule.
Okay, I'll go down there.
Because otherwise it's gonna have to wait until the July 11th meeting.
Okay.
If you come back and say, hey, I can't give it to you, then we
Yeah.
tried. Okay. Please? Okay, Carl, you gave me a quote for silencers, in the sum of $1,793.20, 2 of them for training. I'm gonna be honest with you, I try to meet all the needs that you want. But I don't think this is unless you can convince these two gentlemen to my left, I don't think this is a necessary expenditure. You don't have to agree with me, but I know you talked about it in training. And then when I spoke with you yesterday, you said that you felt like that you needed it in case you ever had to do inside shooting. And you can tell me I'm wrong or prove me wrong, I guess is a better way to put it. But I just don't think it's necessary to spend almost $2,000.
Okay.
Especially for reserve and a part-time. What's your guys' feelings? I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
I also not only just that, but you said I agree with that too. The transfer part at the end is going to be a nightmare.
Now, he did tell me, he did send me a message. I had him email me this morning. And said that, Tracy must have sent something. Regarding the ownership of the suppressors, they would actually belong to the Gaston Police Department. So I didn't understand how but
How's the Gaston Police Department purchase that when you have to have like thumbprints and
Because it falls under a different law.
does it? Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm not, yeah. So.
I mean, I'm willing to table it until they can better educate me. $1,800 is a lot of money.
Right.
And I understand what he's saying that, if you had a shooting, heaven forbid that would happen. And it's hard for somebody like myself to comprehend that. I was looking at it more on a training aspect when they go out. And then I thought, well, why would you do 2 officers and you have 5? All their hearing's just as important.
Right.
So I'm just not comfortable right yet spending that kind of money.
Neither am I.
But I also don't want him to come back and say, see, this happened, Tina, and you should have listened to me. So I'm willing to table them and we can educate more on it. Are you fine with that?
That's fine.
Motion to table the purchasing of silencers for the Gaston Police Department and the sum of $1,793.20.
Second.
Motion with a second. Please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Brett.
Aye.
Robert.
While Carl's in here, I would like to do it in a public meeting. Carl, I need you to keep the police officers in the police department. We'll no longer be utilizing the street garage for accountability reasons to make sure the streets are held accountable for keeping that where it needs to be. They potentially are going to change locks and give you a key, Ray, because you need access in there for your stuff that's in there. But if you could just ask the police officers to take their breaks and stuff in the police department, then we're not, for lack of better words, getting blamed for anything that's not held accountable in the garage.
I agree with you. I don't want to get accused of stealing something that we're not.
You haven't been accused of stealing anything, but do you know where the shop vac's at?
Yeah, I got.
Okay.
I take it home every couple months to clean my car.
Okay. Well, if Streets bought that, then we'll.
No, I don't remember who bought
Okay. Well, I'm saying we could also, would you like to purchase one for, you want to keep that one and we purchase a new one for Streets?
it, because I use it.
I
quite a
don't
bit.
do
Okay, so,
That's it.
They're like $180 or something.
Make a motion to buy the streets department a shop vac not to exceed $200.
second.
Motion with a second. Please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Ma'am, did you have anything else?
Yes. There's been some questions across the board for vacation time, how it's supposed to be applied for, and if the town needs to look at the language. I know we talked about doing their vacation on calendar years versus their anniversary dates. We're
Mhm.
still utilizing anniversary dates. If we're going to change that in 2027, we need to start working on that language. So it can be changed not only in the book, but they can work on the prorating of the employees.
Right.
And then how we apply for vacation days and sick days. I think there's some misinterpretation on vacation and sick days. Sick days can be utilized as call-in. There is some language pertaining to if they're off more than 2 days, doctor's notes, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But vacation days are supposed to only be used in an emergency if approved by the town council at a council meeting. I know we've been pretty lax about, everybody gets along, working on department stuff. I just want to make sure the employees are understanding that we can't have everybody off the same day. But technically, if you get a vacation day denied because you called, say Carl calls me at 8 o'clock in the morning, technically the council could come back and say, no, you can't pay him for that day because it's right in here on page 38. Vacation days can be used in an emergency approved by the town council at council meetings. So I want to make sure the employees are cautious of that. We've not had that issue,
Right.
but there has been some questions. So, and if we need to update this vacation language for the next year, and we're going to work on giving them their calendar, we should just have a meeting and do it all at one time. So I would recommend that we all review this if we have any issues with the vacation language. But at the end of the day, it's the very last line that tells how vacation days. The council, I could tell Carl tomorrow, he could call me and I could say, yeah, you can have it off. And you guys can say, no, you're in violation of the employee handbook. So I want the employees to understand that. Carl, do you have anything else in police?
No, ma'am.
You in the street?
No.
I feel like there was something else we were gonna talk about. I did see where, a lot of the people in town are wanting to know about rummage sale days. Did you guys decide anything on that?
On what?
Rummage sale days,
Oh, I
because
don't-
I know you talked about the, moving the dumpster days in September, but I don't know if people have rummages in September. I don't know, too many people have rummages anymore, everybody sells everything online, so.
Didn't we
Well,
have
Bridge
rummage?
Festival's normally around beginning of September. Probably best to do around then. 'cause
Isn't that the same week, usually the same weekend as Covered Bridge Festival?
Yeah.
Last year was. Usually we had rummage days
I think
on
last
Father's Day weekend.
couple of years it's been during Covered Bridge.
Yeah.
It's just best because there's more people coming through.
Mhm.
And that was one thing that Mr. Snyder was gonna find out from the part-time employee of what weekend and around that time he could work
Mm-hmm.
for the dumpster days. Carl, everything done on your, internet?
Yeah, it's up there tomorrow.
I just have a question, concern.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know exactly what's going on back at the old park, trailer park on Main Street?
Carl told me they put some lights up, that's about all the information
Put
I
street
got.
lights up.
I mean, is he looking to turn that back into a mobile home park?
The way he talked to me, he was.
Okay, so if he does that,
Mhm.
at the front of that park, at the drive next to Mulberry Street, there's a master meter that goes into that park. Well, right now it's the old style meter.
Okay.
So my recommendation is, and per our ordinance, we will have to put in a new style master meter, which is a 2-inch,
Mhm.
which will be a fairly good expense. Because I don't think we want to go back to reading individual trailers. So his concern will probably be that his minimum bill is going to be for a 2-inch meter, which is going to be a sizable amount for just 1 or 2 trailers. But according to that ordinance, that's the way it's going to have to be.
Yeah. I mean, we have to go by the ordinance.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry that it's that way, but that's why we have those ordinances in place.
And, we don't want to go back to installing individual radio or cellular read meters in
Right,
each one of those trailers. And,
right.
Well, and I know Tracy's brought up, her and I's had conversation before pertaining to getting an ordinance, and I thought you said we had one pertaining to the age of trailers, mobile homes.
Oh, there is. It's in the,
It's in the zoning book.
yeah.
So we
I
may
think
want to.
they can't be 10 years or,
I
Does that-
I believe it. Yeah, I
does
believe
that
it has.
pertain
It
to mobile
can.
home parks? Or does that pertain to private property? Somebody wants to
I'd
put
have
in
to-
and-
I'd have to go back and
Mobile home
review
on a
that.
Well, that's what I'm
Unless you're
thinking, that's
qualified,
probably
but-
something we need to review, because it probably needs updated, it probably is outdated, so.
Also, that water meter, it's got the 5 trailers in the front lot. That's probably hooked up.
From two separate owners?
No, this is one separate.
It was
Okay.
one owner at one time.
But now that one meter reads both properties?
Yeah.
Which is owned by two different people?
Actually, three of those trailers that was in the front lot along Main Street had their own meters. Of course, he doesn't own that. And that third trailer that's next to the house is connected to the main meter through the lines that run back through the drive. But he doesn't own that one either. That's owned by the attorney that owns that part and field. So the only thing he owns is the back lot of trailers.
And that does not have its own meter.
That's what the 2-inch meter supplies water to. The whole back row. But each mobile home back there also has its own water pit and has its own meter.
So probably what needs to be happen is that gentleman that has that needs to be provided the town's ordinance prior to making his decision.
Yeah.
You communicate with him?
And I don't know who supplied the meters.
I can get a number for it, right?
I just think that, Ray's brought up a good point that he needs to understand the financial liability before he makes a decision on
And
what
I
he's
don't know
doing.
what the minimum is on the 2-inch meter. Might be over $100, probably close to $200.
But I think I would require him to have new water line. As long as that's been down.
Does it, you understand that he's going to remove those and bring new, or he's planning on renovating what he has? Or you don't know?
Both. Some of them, he said, should be fixed, and others are gonna bring in.
I did see somebody mowing the front the other day, so. And then, I would think the council would be getting a report on some of the properties here soon in writing from your department.
I know I read it somewhere.
Well, I remember you and I discussing it, and then you're like, oh, you sent me a text, oh, I found one. So, so I do know there's one there.
It's enough. I don't know. Might be in the zone, just the zoning, but
Oh, you want the what?
it's at my desk. It's not up there.
Well, then I can't hand it.
Oh, actually it is.
Which book you want?
Should be a zoning book, right? The other side, to the other side. Other side,
Oh, these little books?
yeah.
Well, let's see.
No,
That's not what you're looking for. Well, there's some mints here.
okay, I moved it.
This is a rehabilitation of sanitary sewer. These books are like older than my grandparents.
There's only the
Expansion of the sewage plant.
Then over here,
Oh, those are old. It's at my desk.
Okay. That's minimum
Yeah.
for
1,000 gallons.
31,000 gallons. Okay. That's just the
How much
water,
is it?
right? And the sewer would be a lot more than probably
Okay.
Your seat is a little WD-40.
And everywhere I go.
There used to be,
Yes.
we
I
had
just had to do some digging.
like the water, like a regular.
Quiz.
Is it a note from one of my kids?
Send them to Tracy.
So his his minimum, I mean, just appears that the minimum bill each month would be close to or over $300 a month.
The guy needs to make sure that he understands that part too.
Well, the way I understand him, he's got 2 or 3 mobile home parks.
Well, every community's different.
Right.
I would rather him know upfront what's projected than to find out after he's already invested.
I'll get his number.
It might be cheaper than where he does other business, but at least we need to be upfront with him, what our expectations
I'll
are.
get his number and give it to Ray.
Anything to get it cleaned up, but you know. Anything else going on water and sewage while we're waiting on Mr. Snyder?
Not that I need help with. I'm still working on the CCR and the lead service line inventory that's due the 30th of this month. It's complicated.
Is there something we need to do to help you with that, or, I mean, you,
It's just all sit down, computer work, studying, resourcing, researching.
Water loss audit's already done.
and then, I know, the deputy's computer issue, is that all resolved?
He's back.
I don't know if you want these in, but I found them over there.
Yeah, I mean, I want a piece of gum or something, but
Oh, you don't want the gum I got in my mouth, because it's nicotine gum.
My third pump at the wastewater plant was supposed to be back at the end of the week, last week, but I've still not heard on it, so. Cooley's had a lot of changing going on amidst their company, people leaving and people coming back. And parts of the company being sold to other companies, and
Right.
so.
All your vehicles, Carl, up to par on oil changes?
Yep.
Are we gonna drive the car, or are we gonna sell it?
We'll keep it.
We're gonna drive the car, or are we gonna sell it?
I'll cut all that stuff out of the drive. Table.
They dug it up and fixed it again.
Do what?
That meter ain't leaking, they dug it up and fixed it. Looks like they've used some good pipe. He said he went up to Nat, his dad works up there. And he got a insert to go in the plastic pipe he was using and redid it, and it's not leaking.
So we have a setter we need to set or not?
Well, it is an old setter, but I mean, it's not leaking. I think he's went up there and he's probably not put that.
If it's not broke, let's not fix it. For now, we'll watch it.
Cause
So let me ask the question, is the leak fixed over on Center Street at the Gibson residence?
there, I just went down there, popped the meter, visually looked at it, no leak. The meter's not running, so there is no water leak there for me to give you a quote on.
Okay, so there's no action needed by the council.
I'll stop. Double check this.
insulting.
I am not,
He
I'm
pulled,
not doubting this man whatsoever,
he pulled up right when
but
we get ready to
everybody
leave.
says I'm the final authority, so.
Right, that's right, you're the water man. You hear what you say? He pulled up, so I was able to quiz him. He's dug out just outside the meter. He's got white.
What is the address there?
106 South Center.
So it is repaired.
So it is in fact, where they,
Well, what I put
Fix
there
it
is
the first
repaired
time
by
messed up.
homeowner.
And Joe, while you were gone, I did talk to Carl, and he's in agreement that he'll make sure all police officers know that they need to take their breaks and everything in the police station. And that if you choose as a department head
I
of the
know, I
streets
read
to
it.
change the lock, that you'll make sure that Ray gets a key in case he
You found
needs to come in there.
Yep.
And we're just doing that for accountability. So streets can be held
Yes,
accountable for
right.
their area and police can be held accountable for
Right.
theirs.
Oh, and you can get a shot back, just don't exceed
Okay.
$200.
And I think. Ray
Yeah,
said
you're just
that.
gonna buy your guys' own shop back since
Because
police
it's
has
a
been
little-
using that other one.
It's different.
Then they're gonna go ahead and keep that one and then you guys just get a new one.
Can I give you the list of a few things we need, like
Yeah.
shop vac? We need
We
a
already
couple
got that.
chainsaw chains. Okay. We have a rod shaft that we ordered from Highway 3 Hardware prior to not knowing where all the accounts was. That's a $40 shaft, so we can have that second weed eater. I've been using mine, which I don't mind, but they've got that shaft up there and it's $40. So I don't know how to get them $40 to, I don't know how that works.
So you've
Can we
ordered the
just
part,
buy-
it's gonna be
Yeah,
paid.
because we didn't know, nowhere had them. I was in town, Troy called and I stopped at Rural, and them guys generally don't carry them.
Is it in already?
It's already in.
Okay.
Okay, it's been in for 3 weeks, but we just haven't had time. I've had mine. We've been using mine. It's just been easier, but so a couple chainsaw chains, they're like, $45 a piece or something. We need some
What
bar
size?
lube, whatever size chain you got, 16-inch bar. We need a few batteries for your, actually what you need is a tool kit, which will get you a sawzall. A sawzall and a drill and some
Cordless
cordless,
power
some-
stuff.
yeah, that would be handy. And one of those is probably $500. With a couple batteries, you need a couple good shovels, a spade, some decent tools to work with. Like I said, we've been using tools out of my work truck. I don't mind, but they wear. The more you use them, the more they wear. But those are
Joe,
all
do you
I-
think if we approved up to $1,000?
that should be more than plenty to get some miscellaneous items?
I'd say 15 because once you get into the sawzalls and batteries, you're gonna have to get blade.
Well, that's why I asked whether $1,000 would be.
Like high quality stuff.
Just sawzall blades nowadays is like $5 for one blade.
And we don't need to go out and get all that this afternoon or tomorrow, but it's just a few things along the way. But I'm more interested in getting that $40 shaft up there from the Highway 3.
How do you wanna do
hardware.
that, Tracy? He's already ordered it.
I'll
It's
just have to
already-
go get it.
Tracy will go pick that shaft up for you. Will that work?
That'd be great.
No, should we?
I got them both out there and I'm gonna go do some weed whacking.
Is it under your company?
I'll have to ask Troy. I don't know how he.
Because it has to be in the town of
It
Gaston.
has to be in the town's name.
Right, well, I'm sure they'll allow you to change that.
So like you wanted it yesterday, is that what I just overheard?
Well,
Yes.
I said something to Carl a couple of weeks ago, if he could go by there and get that for us, but I know he's awful busy policing the streets, so
Okay,
I
so let
just
me,
figured we'd get that out of the way. and
anybody
get that
that works for the town going to Muncie anytime today? Can you go to Muncie?
I'm going today to pick it up.
Okay.
I don't mind going
I
in
didn't want to
there.
push you because I know you have things going on.
I don't
Yeah,
mind
that's all
stopping by
changed.
and getting it and bringing her the receipt. If that's easier for us, that's no big deal. I just wanted to not do something.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of reimbursements because that just is red flags in my
Well,
opinion.
Tracy can also take the sales tax
Yeah.
exemption.
Right,
exemption.
because
She's
there's,
got-
because there's
that.
Yeah, she's gonna go get it for you today.
Well, ask Troy, he might have put it in his name, Tracy, because he called in there.
Okay, so, I know we bought tools in the past, so we need to make sure that we're doing a good inventory sheet. So are you making a motion to purchase anything? And what are we paying out?
Like what I would do if I did it, I would be like for miscellaneous, I make a
Just
motion,
where-
miscellaneous tools, like sawzalls, batteries, shovels, spades, bar lube, chainsaw chains. I would just say all that,
Supplies.
like for miscellaneous, and then paid out of something in the streets, whatever.
Supplies is fine.
Supplies.
Yeah.
Supplies and equipment.
Probably get everything we need, like from Rural King, don't you guys have an account there? Do you have an account at Menards?
You think 1,500's enough? That'd be good. Like stay under it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I'd say so, yeah, I mean,
But Tim would probably have to be the one that's on that, and I don't know if we've got him on the card.
He's
yet.
already on there.
Okay, then
Tim's
Tim.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'll make a motion for the streets department to spend some money on buying miscellaneous tools like chainsaw chains, bar lube, toolkit, sawzalls, batteries, shovels, and spades, and miscellaneous items that they need, and to not exceed $1,500, and to come out of supplies.
Second.
Motion with a second, please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Brett.
Aye.
The other thing I have is Gary from Signs just needs that cleared down there. He can't give me an exact date of when he's setting the new sign. So I know it will be between July and August. So he has one before me. So
how is this sign going up? Does anybody know? I mean, is it post or?
no, I showed you a picture of it last month.
No, it's brick,
Like, yeah. Well,
So,
isn't it?
so does it need
I
a,
don't know.
does it need a
Brick
footer?
foundation.
Yes. What?
Does it need a footer?
No.
Are you sure?
Well,
No.
maybe we'll investigate this a
Are you
little
sure?
bit more, because if they're gonna put brick down,
He said, I cannot give you an exact date as of yet. I have one of this ahead of yours. All that we need to be done is the site cleared.
Like the
do you
old
have a
sign gone?
picture of that sign again?
I do.
Or is he saying cleared? Like move the sign that's there?
Just,
No, the debris and grass.
They may
I'll
think
probably
they
take
put
that
it
down
there,
too,
but
right?
I mean, it'd be cheaper probably.
I
or
would
less.
say cleared that they want the old
Old
sign
sign out,
gone
yeah.
and just level ground there so that they can probably dig and put a footer and put the brick up.
Because if they're
I'll have
gonna,
to search it.
yeah, because it might need to investigate, because you don't want them to put a sign up on brick and they put the brick on the dirt, and then
Yeah. I would
And then you want the new sign exactly where the old sign at is at, right?
Yeah, we only got a
Right.
small piece of land right there. It's not like we have.
It's right there where the existing sign's at.
Mhm.
Have to, if we take the other one out, have to put some.
And then when we take that sign, can we take it right down there to the dump and get rid of it? Just get it down there and get it going, and,
Unless you want to put it out in the street garage.
well, we got enough clearing to do out there. How
Looks
about
like
that
this.
dinosauric computer printer or whatever thing, can we move that to a different location?
Yeah, that'll have a footer.
That'll have to have a footer underneath that, and they do all that, huh?
He said something about that.
That's all he said.
That thing out of there.
Okay,
I
so
believe
that
that came up
copier
when I
is
was back
actually
there.
not a dinosaur. That copier is actually a $20,000 copier
And why aren't we using that?
that was
thing?
given to the police department.
And it needs to be over in their
So-
place.
Well, I think our issue was trying to get it in there, correct?
Yeah, we set it in there for them.
As long as it still works when you
Well, I
set it in
don't, I can't be responsible for it. It's been sitting out there for how many years?
there. Probably since last year.
Mm-mm.
No,
Your
been there long now.
It's been like 3 years.
No, yeah, because I was over streets and asking for it to disappear.
Right.
I know, it came from the Union Hall, gave it to the police department.
But we need to get it over in the police department's garage. And then they can work around it or do whatever they want with it.
Well, I can't wait to come out there and inspect your work
Where at?
in your new garage. That's all yours.
Right.
Oh,
Is it making work?
There was a question that had come up, before I forget, there was a question that had come up in reference to age of mobile homes and
Oh, yes.
parks. There is an ordinance for individual lots that specifies age. There is nothing in the existing ordinance for mobile home parks specifying age,
So I'm thinking that we probably need to have that evaluated with that. And
probably.
Evaluated with what?
ask the attorney what, what we should have to keep the parks accountable for age and of the home.
Who,
And what is an individual one?
who
10
does
years?
that street belong to?
What street?
It runs in front of that, contaminated trailer park over there.
That's the
Is
problem.
it 10 years old?
Okay,
Like
no,
of an
no, who
individual
says that
one?
and where's that at? Because the town of Gaston has storm drains.
No, they put their own storm drain.
What do they tie into?
I have no idea.
Well, they probably tie into the town storm drains. But
Prior to
where does it say that
We
street
need to
belongs
change
to the
that.
trailer park and not the town of Gaston?
Where does it say it doesn't go?
That's
We
not
just-
the
we just
question
need to
I'm
come up
asking.
with a
In fact,
year,
I'm not
how many
asking
years.
you, I'm asking the council.
Right.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
What do
Well,
you think?
Right up
So say
there, I
it's
mean,
behind
somebody
it.
has to know.
Nothing older than 10 years.
Brett, the question is, the roadway going into the trailer park, is it the property owners or is it the towns? I can't see that map from here. Can you answer that question?
It's just like the other trailer park, it's owned by the trailer park.
Oh, Lord.
I couldn't see it if I was standing right on top of it, so.
It appears,
Okay, yeah.
From here, it appears
Does it have a road
that
name?
it's part of the trailers and the field.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have a road name assigned to it.
And it doesn't appear to be
So
an alley.
and it doesn't appear to be an alley. So I would say that roadway belongs to the mobile home park and is the responsibility of the mobile home park.
'Cause
Probably
there's-
the back section.
They're piling brush out there and I mean, it's ugly,
Yeah.
okay?
And do they own this full lot here too? Who
No.
owns that? That guy?
This and this go together.
Okay.
This is separate.
And this is in town limits, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
it's super.
Yeah.
I'm talking.
So that falls under the town ordinance. And then now also, can you start your process with the new owner on that? Because it's starting all over again just with a new owner because all they're doing is making a mess down there. And then I had heard they're gonna fix them up and rent them out. Has anyone stepped foot inside of any of them trailers where they're housing? Every garment in the county has been in and out of there with feces and everything. They're inhabitable. There's windows open, it's easy access. I mean, it's a danger zone.
I mean, that's what we've been trying to address, and while you were gone, we were talking about the ordinance and the age and stuff, and I did ask Carl. I've not had any communication with the new owner or the previous owner. His explanation was that they plan to rehab some of them and bring in new. Ray brought up the water meter connect issue. So we've asked that they reach out to the new owner and he understand the expectations. We have to follow ordinances. If he wants to rehab it, then as long as it's safe and makes all the building codes, there's not a lot we can do about that.
Power company was down there last week pulling out power and taking out their meter bases to the first half of that.
Yeah, the front part is owned by someone else. I don't know what his
Well, I meant
intent
the
was.
first, from the north
Oh,
to
in
the
the
south, about the first half of them trailers, I think
Right.
there's 11 trailers, 11 or 12 trailers, so. And, I mean, the only thing I've seen that they've done is made a mess on the road with their limbs and stuff piled out there.
But I think that's a private street.
Yeah, I was always understanding it was, but I wasn't 100% sure.
But if this is where it's kind of weird because if the main owner owns both sides, right? He owned that full road. Now both the two people own separate parts. Do they own half a road?
But all I've
Well, I
gotten
just
so
don't know how
far,
it works.
when I've asked who owns that street is, I guess, and I think. We ain't got no definite.
Well, it's right there on that, and then you could also look at the map of the county. I mean,
Like, does this guy say,
This
no, I
guy
own
So
does
it?
would
he
Delaware County
No,
up
I own
there
it.
know who that street belongs to?
They
So I
have
can
a
go up
map.
there and ask
They
them.
have a
Pull it
map.
up on
That's
Beacon
what too.
and it'll tell you.
Beacon's not a, I mean, it's
It's
a
not a
reference,
legit-
it's not a
Is that
legal
same, right?
document,
Yeah,
but they do have the.
Can that guy say, no, I own it? Or no, I own it? You know, will they argue like, this guy be like, no, I own the road, or this guy be like, no, I own the road?
either
'Cause in the
way,
beginning,
the-
we don't want.
either
Their
way, the
argument,
town
not
should
mine.
have an ordinance of how that work looks. Isn't there an ordinance that?
There is, we talk about it every month, that's why we have a long list of properties that we're working on,
Right, is that one of them?
yes. So I would not want to, call somebody that's trying, I mean, it might not look good today, but if they're gonna get it looking better,
It's a work in
it's,
progress.
it's a lot. I mean, that was one of the biggest
Well, that
complaints.
lets
I
it slide as a work in progress. But
Well,
I
no,
mean, what
there's a
they've
time
done, I've seen them down there twice. I got a phone call that was wanting to be able to drag that brush and stuff down there to their lot, and we can't do that. We don't take stuff like that. And I think I've seen them out one other time cutting and dragging stuff on the road.
That was a question that I had. I know in our this month's meeting, we talked about having additional dumpster days. Was you able to talk to the part-time employee and see like around September when he could work a weekend?
Well, we'll figure out when, and then I'll, because I don't coddle my help. I tell them what we're doing, and that's what they do. So if I know when's good for the town, then I'll make sure.
Well, we to discuss September, and then everybody's been wanting to know about rummage sale days, so we were gonna try to collaborate those together. But I know when we had our council meeting, we wanted to make sure it was a weekend that would work, that the employee could work, because not everybody likes to work the weekends. So if you could get with us in the July meeting, then we could go from there, maybe.
Right, and I'd say tentatively, whatever kind of works out. You know, can you pick a weekend where it's not gonna rain?
I can't do that. I wish I could.
Wish good. So maybe mid-September, somewhere in there tentatively.
Is there any other business that needs to be taken care of prior to the July council meeting?
Clerk has a right-of-way permit that she got from Eaton.
From Eaton. They have a right-of-way permit they make everyone fill out, like AEP or INM or anybody. Like INM sent me wanting our ordinance because they're getting ready to take out a pole on the street. So they had talked about, okay, well, who inspects that once they repair it back to how the street should be? So they went, they got their permit done. I sent it to the attorney, I haven't heard back. But I do want to move forward this permit. They also have hired someone that will do the inspections of any right-of-way permits.
Okay, so we already have
So-
a right-of-way permit. You're saying.
Ordinance.
Yes, we already have the process, but you're saying that you're looking over at the town of Eaton's process on inspections.
So, just talking with them, they've kind of changed the way they work theirs, because once let's just say INM comes in, or whoever, Centerpoint, whoever, could be Joe for all that matters, comes in and tears up our street, who inspects that to make sure that it's put back in the correct manner,
Right.
shall I say?
No.
So you're saying that, because we already have the ordinance, but you're saying that we need to hire someone to do the inspections?
And so, well, that's what they're doing. So
That's what the town of Eaton is doing.
Because they don't have someone like you guys got.
So-
You won't have to hire anybody, because
What if you're the guy that cut the street up?
well, but my thing is, and I'm not the only one.
So you're
Utility
gonna- we
contractors,
could-
When we do something like that, we're generally cutting everybody a deal. What we done down there was ugly, so when we put it back right. And it's simply just having, like with your fiasco with the cable and stuff. The town's got a right of way, but that don't mean that anybody can come in and do what they want on that right of way. you're allowed in that right of way, number one, if there's room. And when you go through that right of way, you have to do your work according to the town's specs. Like for instance, there should be no holes left from Xfinity, and they're all over the place.
Right, and I thought that's why we went with the ordinance where they have to get a permit, because we didn't even have a process for permits before, so
Right.
we fixed that error.
We
But,
didn't have a permit, we got an ordinance,
right,
which
but
is
they have to get-
$500.
Right, they have to pay a permit.
Right.
But-
So now we need that application for them, like most who are doing something, do an application and we charge for the permit.
So like what they're looking for is like on your ordinances, you should have in there, any street crossings are to be backfilled with clean gravel or flowable fill up to 8 inches and then an 8-inch concrete cap. That's the stuff you gotta write down. So when you say, yeah, you can come in here and you can cross the street, but when you're done, here's how you clean it up. And if they don't do that, then you don't have to let them in that right away.
Right.
It's kind of like that sidewalk uptown that there's a cone that whoever tore that up and they've never repaired it.
Xfinity. Or who-
Xfinity.
Actually.
It's
who
kind of like the
general
street
is on
light.
that Is Mostec. They're the general.
So I'm confused. Are you asking us to pass for a right-of-way street cut permit?
Yeah.
Or are you asking us to pass to hire somebody to come in here and do inspections?
I want to start with the permit.
Okay,
I'm just telling you a process that they've went with because
because I was under
Starting
the
that
understanding
process.
that when we did the ordinance, that our legal was going to provide you the documents for your permit.
well,
Well, let's back up a minute. I'm trying to help you out a little bit. First of all, when Xfinity or Ray or Carl or whatever who's coming into town, they need to come right in here and we need to know exactly what they're doing and where their route's at. And then when they tell you what they're doing, say they're
I
trenching.
believe that would be included on the permit as part of the
Yes.
permitting process.
So they come in and apply. for
Yes,
the
they have to come in and apply for the permit. They have to specify what work they're doing, same as you would do for a building permit.
Yes, sir.
The applicant, okay.
Yes.
For instance, when they come in here and they dug a hole every 10 feet and then put their air missile in, what the town should have had in place was a minimum depth. You can come down our right of way, but you need to be at least 2 foot deep.
Well, we're not talking about the past, Joe. We're talking about the future.
Well,
My
I was
question
just trying to
is-
help you out.
But
for
yeah,
the
yeah, we're
future.
just, yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I'm doing, is just trying to help you out for the future, because you look like you're confused on right of way permits and process.
My
No,
question
we're
is
not.
when they
we
come
don't
in-
have, we don't have a permit for them to fill out. Legal was supposed to have provided that.
It needs
According to the clerk, it has not come back yet.
Yeah.
I'll go one step further. When the application comes in for the permit.
Yeah.
Who approves the permit? That's knowledgeable in what they're doing.
According to the agreement that we have, it's supposed to be Mr. Snyder.
Okay.
That's right then. So,
okay.
So, I mean, I can motion for us to get a right-of-way street cut permit pursuant to our ordinance. I can't tell you this language meets our ordinance.
Correct.
No,
No, okay.
that's what, I'm just
You're
getting
giving an
that, I'm just
example.
sending that to the attorney
Okay,
and having her go by this by example,
okay.
because I've never gotten one. I
Okay.
need to move forward with that.
I say, because I thought it was already done when we did the ordinance. Okay, I would motion for the clerk treasurer to get with legal and get our right-of-way street cut permit form in compliance with our town ordinance.
second.
We have a motion with a second. Please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
whoops, Robert.
Well, I did contact Mr. Keeley with Overhead Door. Before I forget, please. He said if our clerk could sign his quote and send it back to him.
I signed those quotes.
Okay, somebody sign them and send them to him, and then he'll order the doors, and they might be 2, maybe 3 weeks out on the doors.
I have that.
And then, once he gets the doors in, it could be 2 or 3 days.
So you just need the fax over to.
He just
take it
needs
to
a
council.
copy faxed over signed, probably for overhead doors, so he can order them.
Any other business that needs to be addressed at this time?
Not unless they have something that needs to be done between now and July.
Right,
No,
Now
they-
and then,
July.
The only thing I have is just so we have it on record that, since the zoning board is not completely in whatever we're doing, don't have a zoning administrator right at the moment, but according to the attorney, that the president of the zoning has to sign off on any permits. Or whatever.
I think we need to advertise again. I know she has, but let's
Yeah.
advertise again that we're looking for a zoning administrator and it's a non-paid position.
Right,
I mean, if in the past we did amend our salary ordinance and utilize Muncie, I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't know if they have somebody new. I don't know what other small towns are doing. People are cutting back on their ability to volunteer. So we do need to look at an option there. But I would rather pay something and have somebody that's knowledgeable
right.
about what our ordinances are. So if you guys want to look at the options and let us know, I mean, we got to get somebody in that position
what's expected of them?
to follow the building codes with the town's codes and give them permission to or not to build.
So you guys don't,
There's a description by state law.
well, I was just curious, like, when Petro builds a house, he comes down here and gets a permit.
Yep.
And then, once he come out and inspects his building.
Our people did it here in town. Now, we did hire, there was a time that we had on our salary ordinance where we paid and we had agreement with Delaware County and they came in. So when those newer homes were built, that might have been the case.
Yeah.
But normally it's just a volunteer in the community. But with all the updated building codes and all the laws and regulations, I don't know what the other small towns are doing, but I think it's worth investing in seeing if we can afford to have somebody come in with building codes, because we've learned by mistakes, that some people sign permits that should have never been signed, and I
Yeah,
know,
because the new house fell over onto the neighbors.
I know, my husband did it for a short period of time and it's a thankless job. And if you don't build for a living, it's hard to stay up on the building code. So
Mhm. Can you check with a couple other communities and see what they're doing?
I don't know if Delville has their own that we might be able to do
They all have a
something.
zoning board.
But I know some guys on the town in Delville and Eaton, if you want me to ask them, see what they kind of do. Because Eaton's doing a few things now in building.
Right.
Also, I know some of
Well, I
them.
know I know she's in contact with the clerk over at Eaton, so.
If we just need to find somebody that's experienced
yeah.
in building codes and
This gets my.
So I've asked her to look around. And get
I think the main thing the
Get some
zoning,
ideas.
or that the zoning administrator does is make sure that all the setbacks are proper and that the boundaries are proper and whatnot, because we actually don't have a building code,
Right.
about the structure itself, but just make sure that what's being built is within its boundaries.
and so much green space. Believe me,
Yes.
Albert Morgan taught me about green space.
Right, and then there's the depth and the width on your footers, and it goes on and on.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Seeing no additional business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
Entertain a motion. I motion to adjourn at 10:24 a.m.
Motion with a second, please take roll call.
Katina.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Brett.
Aye.
Thank you all for
Thank
your
you.
participation.
Let me know when that thing's dead.
Want my chair?
Bird.